Hey guys, I just realized that I really didn't cover exporting out the JPEG file from Illustrator very well. I do want a high resolution JPEG in CMYK color mode out of Illustrator for your personal logo project. I did want it for this as well, but I don't think I did a very good job of explaining that. So I'm going to do that in this video. I'm going to explain how to export out a JPEG from Illustrator in the proper way for print anyway. So let's just say this is your logo that you've designed. You've outlined your fonts. If you haven't, just do a control click on the text box and go to create outlines, and then you can that'll convert your text into shapes so that there's no longer fonts involved. And then do a file export as to get your JPEG. Make sure to put that in the appropriate folder. Make sure you name your file appropriately using camel case, which is capitals, to separate out the words, or you can do an underscore to separate out words. However you want to do that, but just make sure this is on JPEG. You can use artboards. This little checkbox is actually really great because if you have anything out in the gray area, if you do the use artboards checkbox, it'll only export what is on your white artboard or your canvas, but they call it an artboard in Illustrator. So that is a great little checkbox to use so that your JPEG doesn't include anything off in the gray area of your document. And then if we just do an export, we want to put this in CMYK right here, the color mode or model here. You can bring this up to 10. It's not, usually it'll be on maximum if this is set to 300. So we definitely want to have the resolution here set to 300. Everything else you don't need to worry about. And then this should be in CMYK, especially for your color one. So push OK, and there you go. And then maybe like on the black and white one that you might have, if you do a file, export as, just make sure there's no spaces in your file name. Make sure you put the fact that it's black and white. We want to do this as a JPEG. Use artboards, export, and just make sure either to put this in CMYK or grayscale will work for the black and white logo. And then just make sure this is in 300 because we're going to print these, so they need to be high resolution. So push OK, and then your JPEG files should be a lot higher resolution, much clearer when you go to print, and that's what I'm looking for in your files for when you turn those in to me later, your personal logo project, when you turn that into me. So just make sure you get the file names right, and make sure to get those JPEGs exported out in the correct color mode and in high resolution.